9 people were killed in the Gamba area of Tana River County, while 4 others were shot dead at the Hindu Trading Center in Lamu County. On the line now is East Africa Bureau Chief Robyn Kriel. Robyn, good morning and thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Paul.
Let's get straight into it. Gunfire broke out in 2 separate raids overnight. What happened?
Well, what we're hearing, Paul, is that we're not sure exactly when these separate incidents occurred and in what order. We have a reporter at the scene at the Gamba police station, which came under heavy fire last night from a gunman. What we can tell you is that 1 police officer was killed, that 4 inmates who were in the police station in jail were killed as well. And we do believe that one of the attackers, or one of the inmates who was being held for the previous attack in Mpeketoni near Lamu, was freed from the Gamba police station. This is yet to be confirmed by police, but this is what eyewitnesses are telling us. And the attackers overnight launched these raids. They apparently were very well armed, in fact, better armed than the police were told, at least in the case of the Gamba police station. They first hit the police station, as I said, killing 1 police officer and the inmates, rescuing 1 inmate and taking him with them, and then killing 3 other civilians. Now, that's just the one spot. Overnight, there were several other raids, and I believe more bodies are being found in various areas. Just basically, whoever they came across, it sounds like they killed.
Now, Robyn, we know that Al-Shabab has claimed responsibility for these attacks. What is the motive, though, behind these attacks?
Well, Al-Shabab is, if it is indeed them, and as you said, they have claimed responsibility overnight. In fact, they claimed it last night, and I believe they've released now an audio recording claiming the attacks as well. They are angry that the Kenyan Defence Force is fighting them in Somalia. They're demanding that the Kenyan Defence Force pull out their troops, and they said that more attacks like this will follow. They've ever since the Kenyan Defence Force entered Somalia in October 2011, these sorts of attacks have been happening. Not quite the same in the same style. There were grenades thrown and things like that. These sort of cross-border raids, it seems, have just been in the last few weeks. We saw the first one in Mpeketoni, then a few days later in Mwiti, and now you're seeing it in Hindi, which is close to Mpeketoni, as well as Gamba, the Gamba police station, which is in a different county, in Tana River County.
Speaking about Mpeketoni, I mean, we know President Uhuru Kenyatta has denied Al-Shabab was involved in those attacks, instead blaming political networks. Is there any indication at this stage that the fresh attacks could possibly be politically motivated?
Well, several people have expressed shock and disappointment that President Uhuru did blame this on political networks the first time, because basically, it went against everything that we were seeing and hearing on the ground. People saying that they were being asked if they were Muslim or Christian, that they had an Al-Shabab flag, and that they were very well armed and indeed had some kind of military training. But however, it could have been Al-Shabab sponsored, perhaps using local groups. There is an enormous amount of tension in that area, and there has been recently as well because of the very large ethnic Kikuyu population, which is the largest tribe in Kenya that President Uhuru belongs to. However, these more recent attacks are not really of the same modus operandi, but indeed we are told that indeed they were speaking Somali. They had an Al-Shabab flag, and they were very, very well armed and had some kind of military training last night as well. So we're not entirely sure what President Uhuru Kenyatta did with the most recent attacks.
Robyn, before we wrap things up, what sort of impact have these fresh attacks had on Kenyans?
They're horrifying, and Kenyans are very, very worried. Tomorrow is the Sabbath Day, it's known in Kenya, where the opposition party, led by former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, has called for rallies. And that was, people were already worried about that, scared of violence because of just what has been going on and all the political back and forth, and people saying that Raila Odinga could have been behind these attacks, which he's obviously denied. So a lot of people were very worried. So it has been very tense, and obviously these attacks will just add to that tension.
Robyn, Kriel, thank you so much for that update. That was East Africa Bureau Chief Robyn Kriel talking to us about Nairobi.
Know more. eNCA.com